Jamie, what were you telling me that Conor McGregor was mad at me for something? What were you saying?
I could pull up the video, I guess.
What was he doing? Is that illegal? Are we allowed to see it?
It's fine. Yeah, it's news.
But what did he say? Something like,
talking off script.
I talk off script?
Talk on script, or you call fights on a script or something.
That is not really true because no one ever gives me a script. That's a fact. I mean, I don't know what exactly he said, but maybe he just didn't like my commentary. I bet he likes it when he wins.
Right.
You know,
you got his picture up in your right here in the what do you call this place?
In the studio.
The actual quote is, "I'd like him to call a fight how he sees it correctly instead of reading off a script, though."
Well,
that's
that's his perception. I understand what he's saying. You know, sometimes people think that, but you know, it's very difficult when someone's calling your fight. If he's talking about me calling someone's fight that's not his friend, then that makes much more sense. It's fucking hard, man. It's hard for me. I have a really hard time calling friends fights. It's fucking hard. I don't.
Do you know him and you're friends with him?
Yeah, well, I don't know him that well, but I like him a lot. I respect.
It's fun to watch him fight. That's for sure.
Do you want me to play the clip?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, play it.
Man, he's got a great following, he's got crazy insight, great guests. Maybe at some stage in the game, who knows?
Everybody's waiting for it.
I'd like him to call a fight how he sees it, correct? Yeah. Reading off a script though. Yeah. The Diaz rematch, it was like he was reading off the first fight. You know, and that last one he's talking about, the face was getting
nice left from McGregor.
I left that up and gone with a black eye. The same way as two black cousins left with. His brother and his cousin left with a black eye. So what's he
fuck a beat, man.
Maybe at some stage we'll do it.
So he's talking. They must have asked him if you do the podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I get his position. You know, that Diaz fight was a good fucking fight, man. It was a hard fight. I wasn't calling it like the last fight, but I had to call it with the knowledge of the last fight. I had to know what happened in the last fight. In the last fight, Diaz survived the storm, tagged him, had him rocked, and then finished him on the ground. It doesn't mean that he didn't win the second fight. It was a close fucking fight. The second fight was a very close fight, but you have to acknowledge that other fight took place.
So he also said it like with a smile.
Yeah, he's having fun.
No, you could tell that.
Man, I think that guy is, one of the most dynamic individuals to ever compete in the sport. He's a special person, very special person, very unusual guy. Even if he doesn't beat Khabib ever again, or you know he loses to this guy, loses to the Floyd Mayweather, who cares? He's still one of a fucking billion human being. He's an unusual guy. The amount of electricity and excitement. He's fucking good, man. He starched Jose Aldo, who's one of the greatest featherweights, if not the greatest, next to Max Holloway of all time, starched him with one punch. When Aldo was the fucking man. I mean, he was the man. He was smashing everybody for years. And Conor talked so much shit to him and climbed so deep inside his head and infuriated him to the point where he was so emotional. And he came charging at Conor. And Conor just slipped back and bank, dropped like the best one-punch knockout in the history of the sport.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, 100%, because it was so significant. There was so much hype behind it. It was a guy where like, how good is this guy? Is this guy really the next big thing? Or is he going to fall apart when he meets a real champion like Aldo? And then he knocks him out with one fucking punch. Blap! It was crazy. And then hammer fists him while he's out when he's on the ground. I mean, it was definitive, right?
It took like 14 seconds. The first set? 14
seconds into the first round. He throws a hopping sidekick. He's gauging the distance. He's got like this karate stance. And then he sees Jose load up. Here, you can watch it right here. He sees Jose load up. And when he sees Jose load up, he had this fight won. Go ahead, play it. He had this fight won even before. I mean, he knew how it was going to go down. He knew what Aldo was going to do. He was real emotional and angry. So he knew he was going to come forward. So he's gauging his distance. Bang! See that? Bam! Oh, the Friday one. That was like one of the most spectacular KOs in the history of the sport because it had so much meaning to it. It was so important. It was for the featherweight championship of the world. Conor had already won the interim title. Him and Aldo facing each other. This big hype thing. It took like a year to put together. Crazy. So he's awesome.
Did you call that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's the only time I've ever yelled out, he slept him. When someone got cracked, because I don't even know why I said it. It's just like that's what came to my head. I just yelled it out. That's what he did. He slept him.